Hello crafty friends, welcome to or welcome back to Jenny Love Journals. So this is going to be kind of a two-in-one video. First I'm going to show you my small haul that I obtained this week, and then I'm going to show you the progress that I have made on the covers of the single signature vintage cookbook journals that I started working on. And hopefully by the next video we'll be able to do some projects together to go in those journals. So like I said, first I'm going to show you some of the things I got in this week's haul. This is not everything. There's a few more things. It's not a huge haul. It's kind of a small haul this week, but I got some really cool things that I'm really excited to use. First, I'll show you this flower press kit that I got from Goodwill for $4. And some of you might know that I had recently started using making projects using a laminator. I can't talk today. And so pressed flowers going through a laminator is one of the things that I want to start doing. And I'm not going to take it all out, but everything is there. Everything is in here that I need. It looks like it was never used before. Like everything is still in its packaging. So again, I'm not going to take it out and show you guys. I'm sure that you guys know what a flower press kit is, but I've never used one. I've never had one, and I'm really excited to use this. And again, I only got it for $4, so can't beat that. These I got at Dollar Tree. They were on sale for 25 cents. They're just little hearts. I got 2 things of glitter hearts and then 1 thing of just the felt. The glitter hearts, I don't know what they're made of. They're not made of felt. They're made of something else, but they have the glitter on them. And then these ones that don't have the glitter are made of felt. Valentine's Day is coming up. Whether or not I'm going to make a Valentine's Day journal or journals, I'm really not sure yet. I'm leaning more towards no. However, I do want to make some Valentine's Day ephemera to put in my shop for y'all to use in case you want to make some Valentine's Day journals. Might make some little single signature notebooks for Valentine's Day, things like that. But as far as like full-blown, nice, thick junk journals, I'm really thinking that I'm not going to have time to do Valentine's Day themed junk journals because of other things that I have that I'm working on. But I do want to make some projects for Valentine's Day. So I did get these. Again, these are on sale at Dollar Tree for 25 cents. At least at my Dollar Tree here in Southwest Florida. I don't know about y'all's. Hopefully it is. I got this bag at Goodwill for $3. And in here, which is really cool, are little like trinket pieces in these little boxes. And each box is labeled. Like this one says cats. And as you can see, there's little kitty cat trinkets inside. This one says winter. Oh, look, it's got the little mittens and the trees and the snowmen and stuff like that. So there's a lot of them in this bag. School buses and apples and things. And like I said, they're all labeled. And these are little trinkets. I mean, I don't know if I want to go through them all, but there's outdoors and all different kinds. Sewing. How cool is that? Look at the little spools and the little safety pins. Don't mind my gluey hands. I'm about to show you in a little bit why my hands are gluey or filled with glue here. Children. This one says children. It looks like little toys and balloons and teddy bears and little sunglasses. But anyways, as you guys can see, there's quite a few of them in here. So I love the fact that they're already separated and labeled because I can use these to incorporate in my dangles. And while they're trinkets, they're not beads, they don't have holes or anything like that. I can always use my my bails. You guys have seen me use these before. So for things that you want to bead up that don't have holes, you basically glue the bail to the piece and it has the little hole right there that you can put it on the thread. And so when I have pieces that I want to incorporate in my dangles, but they don't have holes, these are what I use, and they'll be perfect for these. So again, another good deal. Could not pass up for $3 for all of those. And again, they're organized, they're labeled. I don't have to organize them and label them. They're already done for me. I got these two things of stamps from Dollar Tree. They were 25 cents each. Not until after I got home do I realize that I already own these. So now I have duplicates, and so I am going to probably put these in future giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, I know y'all are used to me doing a giveaway every week. On Monday, I show what I'm giving away, and then on Wednesday, we do the drawing to see who wins. Now, a lot of you also know that I've recently changed my video upload schedule. So rather than uploading on Mondays and Wednesdays and sometimes on Fridays, now my upload days are Wednesdays and Sundays with shorts and things like that in between, little mini videos and stuff like that. So for giveaways, I'm still doing giveaways, but I'm going to be doing those once a month now. So the first weekend of every month, I am going to be doing a giveaway and announcing the winner, a couple of days later, so that it gives you guys a couple days to enter. But since I'm only doing them once a month rather than once a week, like I was doing, they're going to be bigger giveaways, like bigger bundles of things that I'm going to be giving away. So I will be starting that the first week in February. Now, I don't know what day yet. I will keep you guys updated on what day that week I'm going to be doing it. But anyways, we'll get into that when it gets closer. So I'm still doing the giveaways, but instead of once a week, it'll be once a month, and they will be bigger bundles that I will be giving away. And these will be part of one of those bundles because, like I said, I already own these, and I didn't know it until after I bought them and came home. So, okay, I have this. This is Fisker's brand texture plates. So I'm guessing that they are a lot like embossing plates. Or embossing folders. Let's see, there's 12 different textures. So yeah, that's basically what they are. There's a snowflake, raindrops. This says netting. Oops, sorry about that. Spider web. Didn't mean to hit the camera. Scales, like fish scales. And then feathers. This one it says vines. And filigree. These look like waves. Oh, it says ocean. This one is grass. And then party. And whimsy. That one's cute. So yeah, they look like, I mean, it says texture plates, but I'm assuming that they work the same way that an embossing plate or an embossing folder would work. I got this at Goodwill. There's no price tag on it because it came in a bag of other things, and the bag was only, I think, $4. So there's those. This is one of the things that were in the bag with these. It's obviously embroidery. It's a embroidery hoop. And it contains a pre-printed fabric, 6 strands, cotton floss, and a 6-inch hoop, needle, and instructions. So it's to do needlework for this little silhouette girl here. Very pretty. As you can see, it does come with everything, and nothing has been touched. Everything is still there, hasn't been opened or used, which is really cool. I am not into embroidery. I don't do that, so this will be in another future giveaway. Like I said, this just happened to have been in the bag with a few other things that I purchased. And yeah, I've never really been into needlework other than crocheting. But so anyways, this will be in a future giveaway. And then I got these 12 by 12 unopened scrapbook paper packs. And this one really caught my eye. There's 25 sheets in here, but look at the strawberries, y'all. Look at the strawberries. I love the strawberries. I plan on making a strawberry journal this spring. I've been collecting things to make a strawberry journal. And these are all of the designs that are in here. As you can see, there's some glittery designs. Love that. And again, the plastic is still on it. It hasn't even been opened. So that's always a plus. Same with this, 12 by 12, 25 sheets. They are cardstock. Is this one cardstock too? Yeah, specialty cardstock. It doesn't say how thick the paper is, but cardstock, it should be pretty thick. But anyways, yeah, this one is, I don't see a name, like what the name of it is. I don't see a name on the other one either. It's just Recollections paper pack. And these are the ones that come in it. It's got like the foil, the marble, very pretty. And then there's this one. Same thing, 12 by 12, cardstock, 25 sheets. This will be more for like when I do my summer journals. It's got like grass and palm leaf, and I love that one. That one's so pretty, especially that one too, which is right here on the top. But yeah, so those are the paper pads I got, and I believe they were $1 each at a church sale, actually. These came from the church sale. The other stuff came from Goodwill and Dollar Tree. So anyways, that is this week's haul, and now I am going to show you guys what I started working on. So some of you might remember a haul video that I did about a week or two ago where I purchased these vintage 1940s cookbooks, and there were 3 of them. And I talked about in that video how I wanted to make them single signature junk journals. And so that's what I started doing. Like the White Lily cooking guide here. As you can see, I got the covers. I got the covers done for all 3 of them. The embellishing on the covers I have not done yet. I'm going to do those. The embellishing on the covers is like one of the last things I do when I'm working on a junk journal. But all 3 of these cookbooks are from the 1940s, and they were in pretty good condition, so I made covers to put the covers of the cookbooks on. As you can see, I sewed around it, and then on the inside, I doubled it up so it's nice and durable. I lined the spine with extra durability, and of course, I got my rickrack here and stuff like that. So this is the White Lily cooking guide, and then this one is the Metropolitan cookbook, which is really cool. And I know that the blue trim that I used along the edge of the spine here does not match anything else. But for some reason, and let me know if you guys agree, for some reason it looks good. I don't know why, because usually I'm a matchy kind of girl. Like I like to make sure that things match for the most part. Not every time, but you know, things, let's be honest, things look better when they match. But I was going through, because I used the same rickrack for these 2, and I said I don't want to use the same rickrack for the 3rd one. So I was going through all of my trims, which I have a ton of, so it took me a while. And out of all the trims that I have, I pulled this one out because it just caught my eye. I don't know. I was like, I really, really like that trim. But will it look good with, you know, the specific journal that I'm working on? Well, I thought it did, so I used it. Hopefully you guys agree. There is a little bit of blue. It's like a teal color, but this is like a blue. They're like different types of blue. But anyways, I thought that looked good. And this is, again, the Metropolitan cookbook. I sewed around the edges of that cover there. This is the inside. And then the 3rd one here is Grandma's Recipes for Mother and Daughter. Grandma's Old-Fashioned Molasses. And, of course, I sewed around it. And on the spine, so this is the cardstock that I used, which is really cool. You can't see this design on the front because this is in the way, but that's why I left it blank on the back so that you can see what's going on. And then, of course, I used the vintage rickrack to line the spine. And then the spine, I used a piece of cardstock that has handwritten recipes. I thought that was really neat looking, but if you open it up, the whole inside is handwritten recipes, which I thought was cool. I don't know. Hopefully you guys think that it looks really neat, because I know I did. So anyways, those are the 3 covers that I got done. Now, as far as the inside goes, I saved the actual pages from the cookbooks because I'm going to put these pages back inside of them. Obviously, there's going to be other pages incorporated, you know, coffee dyed, tea dyed, ledger pages, vintage notebook paper, maybe some scrapbook paper, you know, a bunch of other papers are going to be in between all of these, but I wanted to make sure that each cookbook got, that's the back of it. I'm going to find something to do with that. That each cookbook gets its original pages back. So you can utilize it as a cookbook too, and a journal, or just a cookbook, or just a journal. It doesn't matter, but I want to make sure that each of these cookbooks gets all of their pages back. This is my favorite as far as the illustrations on the inside. Like, look at how cute. There's some pictures. I love the inside of this one. But anyways, yeah, so these are going to be some chunky monkeys. Again, they are going to be single signature junk journal, cookbook junk journals. But there's going to be a lot going on inside of these. So these are the covers that I got finished. I still have to embellish the covers. I have to put my signatures together and collate them and sew them in. And then, of course, embellish and all of that. So when I upload on Sunday, let's see, well, today's Tuesday, but you should be seeing this video on Wednesday. So when I upload on Sunday, that video is going to be progress work on these journals. And I'm really excited to get these done, especially considering the fact that the cookbooks themselves are very, very vintage. Let's see if there's, oh, this one's, okay, so this one is 1930s. This is a 1934 cookbook. I want to say, were the rest of these the 1940s, or was it just one of them? I don't know that this one has a year in it. Maybe they're 1930s. Maybe they are, and I was mistaking it for 1940s. Let's look in this one. They all look like they're around the same era, do they not? Era, time frame, whatever. I love that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love that. This is the back of this, but I can utilize it by putting it in here. Or I can even put this on the back, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want to cover up that pattern, so I'll probably put it here on the inside somewhere. Either way, that's really cool. So two of them don't have years in them. I thought they did, unless they do, and I'm just overlooking them, but this one is 1930s. So I'm going to go ahead and say that these are 30s and 40s, likely the 30s, which makes them almost 100 years old, guys. I mean, we're only, what, 4 years away from 2030, you know? So crazy, right? Insane. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the haul. Let me know in the comments, as always, what is your favorite or favorites, if any. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a great big thumbs up. Share it out to any family and friends who you think would enjoy it. Don't forget to follow me over on Facebook, Patreon, and Etsy. All the links will be in the description below. Sorry, I'm laughing at my dog. He's looking up at me really weird. I think he's got to go O-U-T. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care, guys.